Hi artists, so today we're going to be finishing our pictures that we've been working on. That involves some weaving, it's involved some texture, patterns, paint, you name it. So it's going to look as good as you make it. So I would take my time to make sure I'm doing the best job possible. Many of us need to work on finishing the painting. Good, that means you were taking your time when you first did it. Or if you were absent, you'll be able to paint today. So, step one, we're gonna get the paints out, and anybody who needs to finish the painting may finish the painting. Step two, I'm not gonna demonstrate the painting part. I think you've got it. Step two, and this part is the new part. Rewind. The last time you were here, we added the fringy bits on the edges. Now, I didn't finish this one like I did on this one. Today, though, as you might realize on this one, we are going to be adding a little bit more texture by outlining some of our lines with yarn. So, you are going to need to be sharing a glue bottle with a neighbor so that we don't waste. Remember to open these glue bottles, you have to twist the orange part, not the white part. The orange part should be touching the white part right now, and then when you screw it up, there will be a little bit of space there, and it should be open. Sometimes there's some dried glue that you need to pick off of the top. To use the glue bottle, you are going to make a line following whatever line you want to trace with yarn. I'm doing some of my original lines. I'm using my magic finger here to show you where I intend to put my yarn. So, using a thin line, if you start squeezing and you realize there's too much, then start squeezing lighter or move your hand faster. I'm tracing, putting very light pressure to squeeze the glue. Some of the glue bottles seem like they're almost empty, so you have to wait a minute for the glue to travel. No problem. So I can go ahead and let another neighbor use that. It's still open because I'm not done. And then I will have pre-cut pieces of yarn for you to trace your lines. They might not be long enough, so let's find out. So starting at one end, you kind of lay it on top of the glue and use your finger to gently push it onto the glue line. It takes a minute because you're doing a nice job, as you should. Of course, the glue has to dry for your yarn to actually stick. So if it comes off, just put it back on. Today, we'll have to be using the drying rack because our artwork will be wet with glue. Oh, wow, it's almost perfect. I just have a little bit there. I think that's gonna be good enough. Let me do one more. All right. Ooh, I've got a loop-de-loop down here. I know I have a straight line there, but since that one's so easy, starting on one end, tracing some of my original lines that divide my patterns. When you are done with your glue, everybody's gonna make sure they push it back down. And when you put them away, they're going to be face up, not just thrown back down, because then it could leak. Ugh. Ugh. All right. Oh, my hands are getting quite sticky already. That's all right. We'll wash them at the end, not in the middle, at the end. Ooh-wee. Tracing my line, going nice and slow. And you can add as much as you want, but think about what you're doing so that it looks like what you intend. It's not looking like a mess. It's looking like you thought about what you're doing. If it runs out and you don't have enough yarn, you can use another piece of yarn to fill it in and just cut it off. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop there because I think you guys will have gotten it by now. All right, everybody, happy arty today. I can't wait to see what you make.